Fat positive influencers are all dying.
Just because I'm fat, that doesn't invalidate the things that I say.
She died.
You ready to get supersized?
She died too.
Today I've got the big Fruit Loop.
He's dead.
Fat positive influencers are dying.
Did they really all die?
So we all know the fat acceptance movement at this point.
I sadly did not get a McChicken today. I was feeling like a burger girl.
Here's one of the fat positive influencers named Britney, who promoted fat positivity on TikTok, and this is one of the last videos she posted before she died, where she pretty much regretted everything. Here's the caption: "I wish I could turn back time and have not stopped when it got hard, not given up when the grief hit me. That's life though. This has to be the final time I pick myself up off the ground because I'm scared I'm gonna end up in a very bad place that my body can't recover from." And she was right.
I've ruined my life with food, binge eating, and lack of self-care. And I'm hoping that it's not too late for me this time. You know, I ain't been to the store in 2 years. Maybe more now, I guess.
What? She hasn't left her house?
I went to the post office once and that was hard. I went to urgent care and I thought my legs were gonna give out from under me.
This is the grim reality of what happens when you take part in fat positivity here. Now, I feel...
Hold up. Wanna like the video. Also don't know who this creator is. Oh, not joining that. I'll sub though. More Pegasus. Anyways, I think there's a difference before people get all fat phobic here. I think there's a difference between body positivity and fat positivity, and I've said this before. Being body positive and being happy with who you are is something that should always be accepted, right? In the sense that just because you're fat doesn't mean you should be made fun of. But there is a kind of problem on TikTok where people go from saying it's okay to look how you look to going it's okay to be obese. If you are obese, you shouldn't be ashamed of yourself, but that doesn't mean that you should go and say it doesn't matter that I'm obese. Looking how you look, you should always be proud of how you are as a person, regardless of what you look like. But if you are so overweight that it is negatively affecting your health, that is not something to be proud of. That is something that you should still not shame yourself over, but you shouldn't be happy that you're obese, right? I think those are the two separations between what's going on with TikTok specifically, because I'm assuming all the creators that Pegasus is going to be going over are the people that are on TikTok kind of talking about this. And I see those videos all the time. And there's two different types of creators that do it. I've seen body positive influencers and I've seen fat positive influencers. Now, for some people, they might seem the same, but to me, I see them differently in the sense of like people promoting being overweight and people promoting being proud of who you are. Those are two different things. A lot of people always ask me for dieting advice on stream, whether it be for gaining or losing weight. And I always say the best thing you could do, regardless of your situation, is get a calorie tracker just to make sure you know what you have left that you need to eat or what you can eat or what more you need to eat within a given day. And they never know what calorie tracker to download. And that's why I partnered with Yazio to help you keep track of your calories. Yazio is a great app for keeping track of your calories for whatever goal you want to achieve. You basically put in a bunch of metrics of yourself, whether it be height, weight, and those sorts of things, and what weight you want to achieve and how fast you want to achieve it. Yazio then crafts you a plan on the amount of calories that you can eat in a given day and what macro and micronutrients like fats, carbs, proteins you can eat and how many of them you need to eat. And you just input what you eat in a day and it tells you how much more you need to eat or how much more you went over your certain goal. And so you can help fix and improve what you need to eat within a given day. My editor can actually throw up an image here of what I ate in a day. And I actually didn't eat enough. I think I was like 600 or 700 calories under what I needed to eat. And so it enables me to see what macronutrients I need to eat more of and those sorts of things. And it seems complicated, but it's really easy to put in what you need to eat on Yazio, or what you ate on Yazio rather. You just scan a barcode on a snack or a food, and if there isn't a barcode, you literally just quick look it up. Like if you ate chicken, you could put chicken breast and then just put the amount or ounces of chicken breast that you ate, and it just inputs it quickly, and it's that easy, right? Yazio is a great app for quickly tracking your calories and determining what you need to improve on. Link in the description if you want to check out Yazio. They also have a Yazio Pro version, which has way more options if you want to check that out as well. I have a 50% discount. If you use the link in my description, you get 12 months of Yazio for $1.99 a month, which is very cheap, 50% off after a 7-day trial. So thank you to Yazio for sponsoring this video. I think it loops really well into the video itself. And if you want to check it out, check it out. Thank you to Yazio for sponsoring this, and let's get back into it.
I feel absolutely horrible for her. This is a situation that actually nobody wants to be in, but when you've been lied to by society,
I'm underweight. I mean, that's a similar issue. You shouldn't shame yourself for that, but you do have to work on your diet. I will say something that I don't like and that I see. It's more okay that it's just socially for somebody to go, you need to eat, right? You need to put some weight on those bones. Because people used to tell me that all the time. When I was in middle school, I was almost 6 foot in like 6th grade. Right, like I hit puberty really young and I grew very quickly. And people used to tell me all the time, you need to eat more, blah, 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 blah. And it's not rude. Right. And I remember when I was a kid, I had really overweight people tell me that I needed to eat more. But if I went around and I turned to them and I said, you need to fucking lose weight, it's rude. And so it's a similar thing on social media where people, it's more okay to tell people that are underweight to eat than to tell overweight people to lose weight. And I think in both scenarios, you shouldn't be rude about it, but there's a nice way to approach both situations. But it is more common on social media for people to kind of just be like, nah, you need to gain weight. You're so skinny. But then if you're like, hey, you're overweight, then it's like, oh, shit hits the fan. That's what I will say I don't get.
Saying that addiction is completely okay. This is kind of the result, okay? When modern society tells you it's okay to be extremely obese to the point where you can't even walk, and you should somehow be proud of that.
Skinny shaming is a real thing and more popular than now than before. Yeah, because people that were overweight used to be a part of a minority. If you were really fat 80 years ago, that was different. Right? Most people weren't overweight. Being overweight now is common. I think it's 60% of United States citizens are either overweight or obese. So not being overweight or obese puts you in a group outside of other people. Right.
You know? And if you dig into it a little bit deeper, you'll realize that they're just trying to make money from you. You know, saying that it's okay to be fat, you'll be eating shit tons of fast food, which nowadays we have like 2 McDonald's and 1 goddamn block. Like, they'll tell you you should be perfectly proud of giving into your addiction and eating.
As a fat woman who's not interested in diet culture or losing weight, I wouldn't even say it's culture. I think there's dieting culture in the sense of like people that are obsessed with keto diet and everything. But to say that a diet is a culture, it's just way to stay healthy, right? Culture would be like the keto diet. I could see people that are obsessed with keto.
And then they'll sell you these random drugs and needles like Ozempic to magically make you feel better, magically create fat loss. But that's not really how it works. Anything meaningful in life is always behind a layer of hard work and discipline.
Because I had to stand there the entire time after walking in. You know, I kept just looking back at the chair and just praying that I could just make it another second.
The only other thing I want to say is whenever you see those videos where you remember like my 800-pound life or my 1,000-pound life where they can't move, like they literally can't move and they like lay in bed and people give them food and they like shit in a fucking bedpan. The people that are facilitating that are also part of the problem. Like if your fucking loved one is 950 pounds and they can't get out of bed, but you're bringing them, because to maintain that weight, the more you weigh, the more you have to eat. Right? So if you see somebody that's 500 and 600 pounds, it's not like they're just eating what you would consider unhealthy. They're eating what they would consider unhealthy to gain weight. If you're 600 pounds, it's not like you're eating 3,000 calories a day. You're eating 6,000, 7,000 calories a day. So the people that are bringing them that amount of food, I'm just not... Like, if I had a loved one that was 950 pounds and they can't get up, I'm giving them the food that I think they should eat.
Until she was done with me, you know, I couldn't even probably go check the mail right now. Between, you know, the growth I have in my fupa, so not my apron, but my pelvic region, it's about 30, 40 pounds now. I go in January to see what it is, because apparently there has been a big misunderstanding where my doctor thought I was having issues with my apron, but no, it is the growth below that I have to physically move when I walk.
Listen, guys, like a lot of people in modern society now, they put their health as the last priority, right? I gotta work, I gotta make money, I gotta do all these other things.
And that's a fucking problem, bro. That in the US, people people are like, first and foremost, job, money, job, boom, 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 tasks, groceries, all this other shit. They're never thinking like, oh, I have to eat right and like work out and stay healthy.
And then health is pushed to the very last one of them. Oh, I don't have time. But you only have one body, and it's only a matter of time before some sort of permanent damage occurs to your body. And you can always make money later. You can always do everything else later. But once damage is done to your body, that is very, very, very hard to fix. So I'd always encourage everybody to focus on their health first and foremost, right?
Anytime I roll or move or anything, I have to adjust it. And I can't wear my leggings or shorts anymore.
And it's so weird that, like, God, dude, I mean, it's not even just people that are overweight. It's anybody. You eat for enjoyment, but that's not what your body's geared for, right? Food has become a thing where you sit down at a restaurant and you're like, this is my favorite place, right? And I'm gonna pick this on the menu. Could you hold this instead? I want this on it and this on it. Dude, you're fucking 500 years ago, you ate whatever the fuck you could to live. You ate what you needed to stay alive and stay healthy. And it's transitioned from, like, eating just stuff that probably didn't taste very good, but it kept you alive and healthy, to now I'm going to eat because I like this food.
You know, and I wish I knew the cost of eating. And I just want this to be a warning to other people that just need to hear the hard truth, you know, that if you... if you keep it up and you keep, you know, gaining and not...
U.S. is ranked number 3 worldwide in food quality. Oh, yeah, dude, you see, blanketed stupid statement right there. U.S. is ranked number 3 in food quality. Yeah, in the food that's good to eat.
Taking care of yourself and moving around and doing what you need to do, you know, your health is going to decline.
I'm really proud of her for posting this video, because despite the fact that she was actually part of this movement and promoting this sort of lifestyle, she's finally come to understand what sort of consequences this has on other people. And
what I eat, what did that say? What I eat in a day is a fat person who knows she's fat and is not on a diet. This is one for all my haters.
This has on other people.
I mean, I don't think that's necessarily like, I think that's just like, hey, this is what I eat. She doesn't care about her health. She doesn't care about her health. It's whatever. She's body positive. I support that. But don't promote unhealthy lifestyles.
And them hearing it from another...
Like, I smoke weed, and that's bad for me. Like, that increases my chance of getting lung cancer. That increases my chance of having a heart attack, right? Me eating edibles increases my chance of getting Alzheimer's when I'm older. And I say that. When I fucking take my cart and I hit it, I fucking tell you guys it does that. I'm not gonna sit here and go, this is great. This makes me feel amazing. I'm gonna go, this is gonna fucking kill me, right?
Another sort of fat positive influencer will do wonders way more than I could for me or something. I'm really proud of her for actually posting this. This is gonna help a lot of people.
I do what I need to do, you know, to take care of my husband and stuff still, and I make things work, and I can do the things that I need to do, but they're very, very hard. You know, I had to have help trimming my toenails the other day.
Oh.
Because I felt so out of breath trying to lean over and do my toes. There's just a lot that is taken away from me, and I want you to know that it's not worth it.
It never is.
It's not worth
never
your
is.
life. I really hope that I can turn it around this time, because it's...
Sold over the sub. Pop over the 3.
It's really
She definitely hitting
scary
the cart? No.
how bad things can get.
It really is. And it's never worth it. It's never worth to give into your short-term desires for and sacrifice your long-term health there. And what people don't understand is you don't have to give up the foods you love. You don't have to give up everything nice in the world or something. And
no, it's just moderation. That's why everybody always says everything in moderation. And it's clearly not everything in moderation. Like, you shouldn't do heroin at all. But you can eat unhealthy foods. You could eat unhealthy food every day. But if you're eating unhealthy food every day at every meal, and that's all you eat, that's bad for you. Right.
In fact, you'll probably enjoy the food way more if you actually go through that layer of discipline and understanding that, hey, there's times I can eat this, there's times I can. And, you know, if you have it in controlled amounts, it's like everybody's had that experience of eating McDonald's 7 days in a row. And by the 3rd day, you actually just hate it. And you're just confused, like, hey, I love McDonald's. Why do I suddenly hate it? Because you're having it over and over and over again, right? That's kind of how it works there. And
that's also with, like, good things for you. Like, I used to really, like, have you ever gotten, like, really obsessed with a food and you eat it every day for, like, a month, and then at some point you're just like, ugh, and you don't want it anymore. And then like 3 months later, you kind of go, huh, you know, I would eat that again. And then you go over the same process. Your body just goes, your body just gets used to it and kind of like repulsed by it because you're eating it so much.
It might like temporarily satiate you or something. Obviously, it's going to taste better than, I don't know, normal chicken breast or whatever, which is not fried or whatever. But what about how it makes you feel after? You got to take into all these considerations. Rest in peace, Britney.
Nicotine is as bad as coffee. It's not that bad. The problem is nicotine can have actual like health benefits and stuff, but nicotine is number one very addictive, and the ways of consuming or getting nicotine into your body are all bad. Smoking cigarettes, vaping, tobacco chew. Zyn isn't as bad, or snus, but like still.
Britney, thanks for your powerful message there. It's never too late.
Nicotine patches, I've never even actually researched those, so I can't give my honest take.
We can be your community. We can be with you every step of the way, sending you love. I'm only 500 pounds and completely bedbound now. It's scary how bad my health has gotten. I don't make a change so bad. It's so hard. I wish you the best. And all you got to know is that there's millions and millions of people out here with you in the same journey, going through the same struggles, and you can always reach out and ask people how they do it, how they overcome this sort of impossible seeming task, you know? I started this year at 576. I finally found a medication combo that works for me. I'm currently at 523. It's rough listening to everything you are. Awesome progress. I hope 2023 continues to be successful. I hope you found what works for you. So she's really seems like a good person over here. I haven't seen the rest of her content, but I just know from this video that she really means well, you know? There's this video that's sort of going viral as well, basically showing all these fat positive influencers just dropping like flies essentially, and it's really sad.
Just because I'm fat, that doesn't invalidate the things that I say.
She died.
You ready to get supersized?
She died too.
Today I've got
37? Hold up, what?
Yeah, I was
Heart
gonna say,
failure.
yeah, dude, dying of a heart attack from being overweight at 37 years old. Like, most people are dying of heart attack in their late 60s, 70s, 80s.
37. It's just there's an innumerable amount of issues. Every single issue that a normal person has, like heart problems or potentially getting diseases and stuff, it is magnified times 50 times 100 chance when you get to that size, you know?
Well, it's not even just the weight. It's the weight on your arteries and then a million things outside of that. But being overweight usually coincides with lack of fitness, and having a high VO2 max increases your chance of like living long drastically and decreases your chance of dying through other like means like heart disease, stroke, or like certain cancers also drastically. Like, being in shape just increases your odds of living. What is VO2 max? It's basically what they use to test like athletes' capability of how effectively they process and use oxygen. Tell me if I'm wrong, because I might explain it poorly, but how effectively they use oxygen during a workout. Like, they'll usually push you through like generally running, like on a treadmill. Like, you'll run for a very long period of time and they'll keep upping the speed and see how much your heart beats, how fast you're producing oxygen, or not producing, but consuming and using, and how efficiently your body can process and do the things it needs to do to push yourself to the limit that it needs to go. Like, if you have a higher VO2 max than me, like, I'm just going to use like Kipchoge as an example, like a marathon runner, his heart will beat slower and use oxygen more efficiently than I will in a run than he will, right? Like, if me and him run a mile, my heart will beat much faster and be much less efficient than his.
today I've got the big Fruit Loop.
He's dead.
Dead at 33. All these people are dying so young as well. They had like so much more life to live. Imagine dying at 33, dude. You had, I don't know, what's the average lifespan? Like 80 or something. That's 47 years of your life that you've lost because you succumbed to short-term
That would be
gratification
90. That was bad math, but it's okay.
there, you know?
Join me on my Fat Positive radio show.
Which didn't last long because she died.
That's
No, it wouldn't be 90. I'm stupid. I'm the one with bad math. 33 plus 47 is 80. Jesus Christ, I'm stupid, chat. Holy fuck, that was bad.
That's ridiculous. Oh boy. Personal health is of the utmost importance. A very simple concept to adhere to. Moderate hand to mouth, increase feet to ground. Being lazy makes for an easy habit. Being obese makes for a difficult life. The problems that come with not being fit pretty much outweigh everything. It'll affect every single aspect of your life. It'll make you tired. It'll make you less productive in your work. It'll make you emotional. It'll make you lash out at people, affect your relationships. So That's your mind and body are connected, you know? You gotta stay on top of that. The one body you should be positive about is a healthy one. Your body is God's temple. Treat it accordingly. And honestly, like, it doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter if you start at 1,000 pounds or if you start at 100 pounds, okay? It's all about actually getting on the journey and taking that first step to making your life better, you know? Here we have another article with just a morbid headline. These 4 social media influencers were swept up by a movement that claims obesity is perfectly healthy. The tragic truth is they all died under the age of 45. A well-known activist, professor of fat studies. The fact that there's a
professor of fat studies, is that even a fucking thing?
Professor of fat studies just shows where society is at. There's nothing to study there. Dr. Kat Paz, who questioned the links between weight and health, lost her life aged 42. Based in
question the link between weight and health. She tried to argue that being fat doesn't make you die young.
Massey University in New Zealand. She also presented a fat positive radio show. What can I say? Your life's work was literally just inspiring other people to become like you and essentially just promoting them to harm themselves. And the worst part about all of these situations is that these people think they're actually doing a good thing here. They think they're being the nice ones here, when in reality the people that are mean or whatever, the people that are actually telling you the truth are actually the nice ones in the situation, because
there was some person here that said health does not equal size, and that's true. You could be mildly overweight and it's fine, but if you're like, for the people that are like morbidly obese on TikTok and they're like health does not equal size, go get blood work, right? And then see what your cholesterol levels are and what your blood pressure is and all this stuff. You're gonna be, even if you're not in, you know, high blood pressure, you're gonna be in that stage below it. I forget what it's called. Hyper something. Hypertension. Even if you're not high blood pressure, you're gonna be in hypertension. That over the years is going to increase.
They're saving you from dying at age flippin' 42. Jamie Lopez, who starred in U.S. reality TV show Super Size Salon, died from heart complications age 37 last December. And there's always going to be people willing to exploit these sort of situations and all these TV shows and stuff like that to put these people in the spotlight, give them all this brand deals or whatever. I'm not going to be surprised if JB, the woman we covered asking for free extra airline seats, is going to die in the next few years either, because she shows no signs of stopping. She wants the entire world to change.
Worrying about asking for a seatbelt extender. I can understand those problems, but it's also like, it's not the airline's fault that, like, they don't know. I would say you have to call ahead of time. And we've talked about this seat stuff in the past where it's like, I don't think that it's, you know, the person's fault for being big, right? In the sense of like, you could just be a big person, but it is upsetting if you buy a plane seat and the person next to you doesn't fit in their plane seat and is now in your seat. Like, after a certain point, there is an argument where you have to buy 2 seats just to reduce the fact that now you're in somebody else's chair, right? Like, I'm not going to be mad at the individual for being overweight, but if I sat down on a plane seat and the person next to me sat down and they're on my seat because they can't fit in theirs, that would bother. Like, that, if I'm being blunt, that would piss me off. Like, that would annoy me.
You know she's suffering. Nobody at that size can have a healthy and fulfilled life, you know? Classic Cosmopolitan magazine here. This is healthy. This is healthy. No, it's not. No, it's not. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys start off 2024 getting your health goals on track, guys, and make everybody around you proud, you know?
All right.
And this